Okay, there are a couple techniques that we're going to go over here briefly before we start getting into the lead too much. The first is a rake. I do a lot of rakes in this song. The first rake is going to be done up here on the starts on the 12th fret with your first finger. You're going to be starting on the D note, and then you're going to rake a 5 chord basically up to the high D on the B string. Rake is sort of like sweep picking, except for your goal isn't to necessarily keep time. It's more grace notes as you're targeting a certain note. So I'm going to play the beginning of the solo here and show you how that rake is applied. I'll do that one more time. Okay. Then there's another rake that happens over a diminished triad. We're going to head back down here to the B flat. And it'll sound like this. Do that one more time. Okay. So those are the rakes. I'm basically playing right now out of a natural harmonic minor scale in the key of D. And the position, you can look in the reference material, the position I've intentionally left out the high E string for most of this stuff at the beginning because I like the freedom to be able to nail those vibratos a little bit. If you were doing that on your E string, you'd be pulling off the edge of the neck. So let's look at that scale now. Descending. So this first part is staying mainly in the natural minor. If we look at the beginning riff, for the most part, other than that diminished triad, we are staying in natural minor. We're just kind of walking down, descending in the D natural minor scale. Essentially, that's what I'm doing, just adding a little bit more flavor. So I'm going to play that beginning again so you can kind of get an idea of some of the phrasing I'm doing. So I'm going to play that again so you can get an idea of some of my phrasing. All right, so we're done with the first little section. Let's move on to the second section. This one is going to start with another rake into a D minor chord. Let me play that for you here real quick. So you're playing it real fast, and ideally you land on this triad up here. So there's what that looks like. Okay, after that we've got a unison bend, and then now at this point I switch my pickup configuration to my neck pickup because the next rake that's coming up I thought sounded cooler on this pickup. All right, so this next rake is going to be done over a C major arpeggio. And this C major arpeggio is going to be played over a D minor groove. How does that work? Well, when you take the notes C, E, and G of the C major arpeggio and you put that in the context over a D minor chord, you're actually going to be playing the minor 7th, the 9th, and the 11th out of the D minor scale. Now you don't have a third, but the third is kind of implied. So when you're playing it over this, if you kind of blow past it real quick, it gives you this nice barely outside playing kind of thing, and then you kind of get off of it and we go right back into D. So here is that. One more time. Now over the D chord, we're going to just do it real fast. So this is a little bit slower than some of the other ones we've done, a little bit less grace notes, and you're actually a little bit more of like a sweep picking exercise here. So that's going to sound like this, close to up to tempo.